I've been saying the name of this business for over a month now here on the program, so it feels a little bit wrong that I haven't yet had the pleasure of Andrew Toews' company. He is, of course, the brainchild behind Photo Central and joins us live in the Classic 107 studios. Good morning.
Good morning, Nolan. Nice to be here.
It's a pleasure to actually finally meet you in person. And I have to tell you a little bit of a story before we get into all the exciting things happening at the store, which is once upon a time, I needed a very quick 8x10 glossy for my singing career. And I knew exactly where to go and get that print, which was at Photo Central, which turned it around lightning quick. I was able to get it out to the place it needed to go in the nick of time. And even though I didn't land that audition that needed that 8x10 glossy, it wasn't because I didn't have the picture. So I'm already feeling quite indebted to you even before I got to host a show that bears your name. So thank you so much for all of that service.
Well, you're welcome. That is what we do. We do try to fill those gaps and make things happen when others can't. So I'm glad that we were able to do that for you. And I'm sorry you didn't get the part.
But we
can only do so much.
Exactly. You know what? My wife has a saying that things come to you when they're meant to come to you. And that's certainly the case, I feel, for this show right now, being here with you this morning.
Absolutely.
Now, I would imagine getting into the holiday season that if somebody were looking for a last-minute turnaround like I was in that moment, that might be a little bit trickier given what I'm guessing is a higher volume of people making requests like mine at this time of year. How do you manage that uptick in volume?
Well, we like to talk about controlled chaos. So there's definitely a controlled chaos in our print lab, especially this time of year. Orders start to ramp up. Obviously, we do gifts of all kinds. People love sharing memories and doing those special little photo gifts, whether it's a photo Christmas tree ornament or a puzzle or just a lot of prints in a photo album, big canvas. There's any number of things you can do, and the orders start pouring in. It does lead to a little bit more of a wait time. Right now, we're not too bad. So I would definitely encourage anyone listening today, if you're thinking of doing prints this year, get the orders in now rather than waiting until the 20th of December. We can often have those one-day turnaround items turn into 4 or 5 day turnaround items by the time we get closer to Christmas. So I would encourage you to get on it sooner than later.
Absolutely. And that's just one part of the exciting things that are taking place in the holiday season at Photo Central. We're coming up on Black Friday.
Yes.
Here in the store. What kind of things do you have planned for the folks who stop in the lead up to one of the busiest sale days of the year?
Yeah, so Black Friday for us hopefully is a little bit calmer than some of what you see on social media this time of year. But we are obviously able to give a lot of different sales and discounts. First of all, from our suppliers, they do a lot of things, and a lot of those are live now. So you don't necessarily have to wait until Friday. The big brands like Canon and Sigma and Fuji, Nikon, they've got sales going. They've been going for some time because they want to be able to stretch this out a little bit. They've heard back from stores like ours. We don't want everybody coming in one day of the month. So you can jump on our website, take a look at some pricing there on cameras and lenses, and take advantage of those now. There will be some added bonuses come Black Friday on a few items. But you know what? If you give us a call, we're happy to tell you what those are just to avoid some of the last minute panic. But then we will, as a store, also be doing some things. We have a lot of products that maybe people don't hear about as much, brands that aren't quite as obvious to the general consumer. And we're going to be putting a lot of those on sale in store. We're not going to post them online. We want people to come visit us. We're all about building relationships with our customers. We want to see you in person. And we're a calmer, quieter place to be on Black Friday than, say, a mall. So come on in, have a coffee, have a hot chocolate. It's there for everybody, and let's have some fun.
You had me with all the other exciting things, but then hot chocolate was kind of the final straw to get me to come in on Black Friday, I think,
Yeah,
to come check some stuff out.
For those of you who know the store, when you come in, you'll see the coffee machine there. It's not just for staff. COVID did a lot of weird things to business, and one of those things was change our hospitality and how we accept it and how we give it, I think, as a community. And so we were just talking as a staff the other day about the fact that so few people now take us up on the coffee and hot chocolate and tea and whatever we offer compared to pre-COVID. But we love to share. So come on in, have a chat, have a tea, have a coffee.
Incredible. Now, you mentioned a little bit of these less familiar brands and products that folks will see when they come in and enjoy that hospitality and expert service. What are some of the lesser known things that maybe you're surprised that people aren't picking up on a little bit more in the store?
Yeah, so there are things like lighting, for example. There's all kinds of lighting in our industry, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be used for photo purposes, but we have LED panels of all kinds. We have various kinds of flashes. We have mics. A lot of people don't realize that sound has become such a big part of the photo industry because so much of photo is now video. So we have mics and everything that goes along with that. And of course, bag brands of all sorts. We try to carry brands that other retailers don't necessarily have in town or that you won't necessarily see online. Brands like Tenba, for example, we're going to be the only place that you can find that brand in Winnipeg. And we've got a lot right now, a lot of options. We like to have a lot of choice, but there's a few that I think we want to try to get some awareness on and perhaps get our numbers down a little bit because I went a little crazy this year. So pass that opportunity on to customers and have you come in and find something you like.
Absolutely. And of course, this is the prime time of the year to be taking family photos, for instance, or capturing special holiday memories. When somebody's coming into the store and looking for something to capture those holiday memories in a very in a more detailed way than perhaps just somebody whipping out their phone and taking a quick little snapshot of some kind. What are some of the things that you're advising customers to look for when they're looking for something that wants to capture the magic and the sense of community that is felt around the holidays? Yeah,
so you can see cameras online. You can see cameras at any store you want to go to these days because it's become such a significant part of our life with YouTube and TikTok and everything else. And a lot of people are starting to realize that the phone can't do everything and you can do better than the phone. But what people don't realize is a lot of these cameras are designed for one task or another task. So just because your friend loves it for their vlogging does not mean it's going to do the job for your bird photography.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's too big, too small for you. Maybe that something just doesn't work in your hand. It's a lot like we talk about fitting shoes, right? A size 12 is not a size 12. There's a lot of shoes out there that'll fit one person and not the other, even the same size. Cameras are much the same way. Lenses are the same way. So we will have those conversations. You can try it. You can play with it. So many times you have people coming and saying, hey, I read online. This is what I want. This is what I'm getting. Do you have it? Yes, we do. And then they pick it up and they're like, oh, this isn't going to work for me. So great to do your research online, know what's out there, but come try it, and perhaps we can give you an alternative that's just going to work better for you.
After Black Friday, of course, comes Cyber Monday.
Yes.
What sorts of high-tech sort of elements do you have in the shop right now that maybe can help to accentuate that picture-taking experience and can take somebody's holiday photos or even capturing the rare bird out there right now in the winter to take those photos to the next level?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't realize just how much extra there is for your camera, right? A lot of people buy the camera, buy the lens. The industry numbers say something like the average photo user owns 1.46 lenses, which is ridiculous. But that usually just means that you have one lens, right? So a lot of what we like to see, especially this time of year, is those second lens, third lens attachments that just let you do so much more, whether it's a macro lens, whether it's a telephoto lens to do your bird or wildlife photography. The cameras now are have so much more in them that allow you to focus on birds in flight and all that kind of thing. But you do need the right pieces to make that work. Right?
Yeah.
Things have changed a lot just in the last couple of years. I think a lot of people don't realize just how much it's changed. But then flashes, the flash technology is not what it was a few years ago. It is so much easier to use, so much more accurate, so much more pleasing. So we definitely recommend having a conversation with us about that. And then things like mics and proper tripods and that kind of stuff to just take it to that next level, right? If turn something that you enjoy, but you might not be getting the results you want. If you come chat with us, we can turn it into something that is a real hobby for you, where you can realize that, hey, there's a lot of room for improvement, and it's fun the whole time through.
Yeah. Totally. Of course, that service best offered in the Photo Central storefront. Just one of the ways in which Photo Central is giving back to the community in this season of giving as well. What other things are exciting you as customer service and in-store service is still returning in earnest here in the 2024 holiday season?
Absolutely. To be quite frank, I'm not a very good capitalist. I'm not a good, I'm not a materialist. Selling things always leaves me with a little bit of angst because I don't embrace the material life.
Sure.
And I'll be completely honest about that. So I try to use Photo Central as a platform to sort of be a refuge, first and foremost for my staff. I want it to be a wonderful place for them to work. And then that will just carry on to how they treat customers. And I want it to be a place where people can come in and feel like it's a refuge. Hence the coffee, hence the just take your time. But then beyond that, obviously, when you're supporting a store like ours, one of the reasons I wanted to keep it alive when I took it over from my father was the opportunity to give back to the community. I don't like to talk too much about some of the things that we do because I never want to do things for the wrong reasons, right?
Sure.
It's not a publicity stunt, but we do give a lot back to the community, to those in need, and we can only do that if we have customers supporting us. It's a give and take. It's a working relationship. It's money that disappears from the community when you're ordering on it from an Amazon or a Best Buy. But with us, I can guarantee you that when you're giving to us, the better we're doing, the better off. There are people in Winnipeg who really need help who are better off because of it. So I will make that guarantee.
I love that word refuge when people are coming into your store, not only during the craziness of the holiday season, but also in all of the other works that you're doing, including the support of a classical music radio show where lots of people, I think, find refuge in the music that we get to share here on the show. And I would imagine people feel a lot more like they're in a refuge when listening to the sonorous tones of your voice over the radio. I think you and I need to talk about forming ourselves a vocal duo of some kind. Okay, good. Sure. Good. We can do some of that pairing. Yeah. All of that to come in the holiday season. Andrew, thank you so much for being with us here in the Classic 107 studios today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, as always.